to another episode of the Dukendon channel. Guys, today is going to be a jam-packed episode, so I suggest you go ahead and grab your seat and a few popcorns and get ready because it's about to be a lot. Okay, today, we're going to be talking about no other than the Fresh and Fit boys. Okay, not tell y'all that this week is going to be a Fresh and Fit takedown week. Listen, Dukendon does not want to disappoint. So Fresh and Fit, Myron Gaines, aka Fit, and then Walter Weeks, aka Fresh, they're in the news today because they decided in their infinite wisdom to venture out of the manosphere bubble and to a different space, right? It's a new territories to preach their ideas to fans who are maybe not used to red pill ideology, and you guys can kind of guess how that went. Pretty much as you expected, right? Because listen, they ended up basically getting yelled at and kicked off the show. Now, before we get into the reasons why, you guys got to understand something about Fresh and Fit, okay? It's particularly the ideologies a lot of these guys spew from. First of all, they get a lot of it from Rolf Tomasi, Donovan Sharp, and maybe Kevin Samuels. But a lot of the ideology, some of the time, when you listen to it, you almost get a one-sided feel to it, right? It almost seems like all the perks kind of benefit the man, and the woman is just kind of there because, you know, she has no choice to be because she's with a high-value man, right? And that's the kind of things, when they went on the Flagrant 2 podcast, Luke and Don, we talked about this. We said, hey, listen, guys, typically relationships are not this one-sided, okay? You can't just go around demanding certain things of women and then not actually being that yourself. I mean, we kind of say these to the women and themselves, right? We tell these women that, hey, your standards are too high and you guys aren't even close to what you're saying you are, okay? That's the same thing. Now, not saying that Fresh and Fit aren't high-value guys. Matter of fact, Fresh called himself a high-value man. But the fact of the matter is, the type of ideologies and conversation that they talk about, it's very one-sided on the relationship end, and it really doesn't lead to a whole lot of fulfillment. Case in point, the topic of conversation they actually had was about Instagram, okay? And is it okay for a girl to basically have an Instagram account? And this conversation kind of goes as you would expect, okay? Especially when you're talking about the Fresh and Fit boys. And yes, they do not believe under any circumstances whatsoever that the girl they're currently dating should have an Instagram account, right? So this podcast they went on, I believe it's Clyde and Jackie, and what they were basically doing was asking questions regarding that. And man, the shit show that went down, it was unbelievable because once again, what this exposes is what everyone here has been telling you guys, right? Including this channel. We've been basically saying that a lot of your ideas, they're great and they make sense, right? Especially when you talk about the issue of fairness and the issue of equality. You're absolutely right. Women do get a lot of benefits in today's society. No one is disputing that. However, with Fresh and Fit, when they actually say good things, they're almost like an Alex Jones, okay? Hold up, guys, bear with me, okay? Guys, bear with me, okay? Here's what I mean. Alex Jones, y'all know when you listen to Alex Jones says some factual shit sometimes, right? And those factual shits, especially when it comes to conspiracy, it actually kind of makes sense, right? When they talk about the Bilderbergs and they talk about secret societies and things like that, they actually make sense. But then Alex Jones, well, he has a certain way of taking those small factual statements and then turn them into this big generalized fact that has no basis in reality. And that's essentially how I view Fresh and Fit, especially the ideologies, the red pill, right? And the red pill says a lot of things that they're factual, right? Especially when it has to do with a certain natures about women. For instance, the hypergamy, the women dating up and, women's sexual options versus men's sexual options, the issues with court systems, child support, things like that. The red pill is absolutely right. Women do actually have way more privileges in today's society than a lot of men do, right? And that makes a lot of sense. So when you look at that truth and that nugget of truth, which a lot of their standboys actually gravitate to, they then take that and then generalize it into different ideas that it shouldn't be generalized to. And one of them we'll be talking about today, which is the Instagram situation, right? The problem with Fresh and Fit is a lot of these red pill ideologies, just because they're unmovable in certain senses and they're right in those immovable facts, right? When it becomes general, this is where they actually run into a bunch of problems, okay? And we're going to basically dive on into that because what you guys going to see today is basically what we've been talking about and what Flagrant exposed and what all other podcasts have exposed up until this point. A lot of the ideas, when you take them out of the small little circle and bring them into the real world, they actually carry zero weight. Why? Because one thing a lot of these red pillars don't understand is that not all men think the exact same way. Just the way we think that not all women think the exact same way, the exact same thing. We are not a monolith. We don't believe or see the exact same things they do, okay? Some guys, unbeknownst to some of y'all, we actually live in reality and we understand how men and women and the relationship dynamic operate. So we're gonna deliver our perspective on that on today's episode too as well. And I want you guys to be a judge of that, because listen, there's a lot of things to unpack with this particular episode and a lot of things to break down. But realistically, the big conversation I want to have with you guys is the topic of relationship dynamics, okay? If you're in a committed relationship as a woman and or a man, is it all right for each parties to actually have a social media account? And is a woman having a social media account, does that equate her to basically cheating? Those are all the different conversations that I basically want to have in this episode. So guys, I'm not going to long show y'all too much. I kind of already broke down kind of what happened, so we're gonna kind of dive on into it. But before we do this, one thing I got to ask y'all, okay? There's just one thing, okay? Listen, if you are not subscribed to the Duke and Don channel, oh my God, I don't know what to tell you. Go ahead and hit that like button. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button and that bell notification at the top, so YouTube lets you know whenever Duke and Don is in these here streets. So let's go ahead and get into this video. Woo! All right, let's go ahead and get into this video. Guys, listen, I have to apologize from the get-go, because this one is going to be an absolute doozy. There's going to be a lot of things said in this particular episode that, guys, listen. Okay, time out. Hold up. First of all, get the likes up, please. Thank you so much. The likes are free, so is the show. But here's the thing. The one thing I want to get at is, I know you guys may think that, oh, Duke, oh, you are so hard on Fresh and Fit. Okay, well, you gotta lay off of them, okay? Fresh is just trying to survive. You gotta leave them alone, okay? They're just out here trying to help men. So why tear them down? Listen, first things first. If you actually genuinely believe that the first start to men getting serious help is Fresh and Fit and not a legitimate therapist, you're the fucking problem. And no, you ain't gonna get no goddamn help from me. All I'm gonna do is basically point out what the division that y'all need to be seeing, right? In this case, the hypocrisy, which is what our channel has been about from day one. We always talk about the hypocrisy of the messaging these guys pretty much promote, okay? If you're gonna say don't take women seriously, especially if they have an Instagram, but then you sell a course charging guys $700 to basically teach them how to DM girls on Instagram. Like, come on. Really? What, are you living that life, or are you talking out of both sides of your mouth, right? And for those of you that choose the latter, that's true, because when you watch Fresh and Fit, you watch them talk out of both sides of their mouth, which just makes it so frustrating, and why I don't like to cover them. Like, it's just crazy that y'all don't see this nonsense already, but that's true. They're not helping men by then telling you guys to not live by the same rules that they're currently living in right now. Okay, Fresh is definitely not living by the rules that he provides. DJ Academics already exposed them multiple times on that front. Myron already exposed himself, right? He's not also living that same lifestyle. These guys are not real, and we're gonna find that out. All we're just trying to say is basically present the evidence, right? Guys, what you guys got to understand, especially about our strategy, Duke and Don, and how we cover a lot of these guys, you notice from when we started with the whole Fresh and Fit situation and where we are right now, we don't lay into them like we used to. We actually don't. We're actually a lot nicer to Fresh and Fit. And the biggest reason is because the one thing I realized is that a bunch of people that follow Fresh and Fit are stupid. Now, you guys already know in my last episode, I already covered the difference between people who are stupid and dumb, okay? And for those guys who are new here today, okay, here's the thing. People who are stupid it's not the fact that they're dumb. Being dumb means you have pretty much a low IQ, okay? Being stupid means that somewhere along the line, you've given up your individuality for an ideology. You've traded that, you've made that trade, okay? So that means instead of you sitting down, pondering, and critically thinking about for yourself, you decide to buy into talking points. Talking points are just bite-sized, easy ideas that you can have a snack with, and you can easily repeat the same nonsense to other people. And that's what a lot of people who follow Fresh and Fit and see what they're saying is factual, and not some of the stuff they're saying. I'm talking about everything they say is factual. That's where they fall wrong, because they're essentially stupid. They bought into an ideology where they think what these guys are saying is absolutely correct, which is not. Not saying that they don't say correct things. And you'll even see with the gentleman who was interviewing them, and he was also kind of on their side a little bit. He admitted that Fresh and Fit say factual things sometimes, but the big issue is when they start to overgeneralize to pretty much all women or all men, or all men thinks this way, or all women think this way, right? And you start bringing up facts from dating apps and Reddit and Kevin Samuel's show. That's when you start to run into issues, especially when you run into reality, because just like we say with the women, not all men are like that. I don't think like y'all, and I don't expect y'all to think like me. What I do expect y'all to do is have some basis in reality. So that way, at least when you're walking out throughout life, you're not carrying some kind of ideology that eventually leads to resentment when you're talking to an opposite sex. Because guarantee it, when you go take these full-on red pill ideas to other people in the real world, you are going to run into the exact same kind of resistance that Fresh and Fit ran into this particular episode. So for those of you guys who think that we're just out here to hate on them, first of all, I don't give a shit. Like, we haven't done a Fresh and Fit exclusive video in a while. So much so, if you guys want, and I know some of y'all probably in the chat right now, we can expose some of y'all telling me that, oh, you should cover it. But listen, I'm going to show y'all of the same people who come out here into the comment section clowning me, who are also the same people who are basically wanting to see me cover another Fresh and Fit video. So just like your leaders, y'all talking out of both sides of your mouth. Stop that shit, okay? We're not trying to hate on them. Ain't nobody hate on them. I don't even like to do Fresh and Fit videos. It's just that the things that they say, it's so vital for a lot of men to understand where the hypocrisy lies. It's not even funny. So again, I already said it before. I'm not going to long stroke y'all no more. Let's go ahead and get into this video. Guys, while we're pulling this shit up, please go ahead and do your best to get the goddamn likes up, okay? So YouTube lets you know whenever dukendon is in these here streets. Let's get it, baby.
Believe that any woman in a relationship should not have Instagram, or are you saying that just women who are in a relationship and are posing in their bikinis or, you know, doing any kind of sultry sort of stuff, they're the ones that shouldn't have Instagram?
Well, if you're in a serious committed relationship with a guy and you have, you know, sexy photos of yourself on the internet, you know, Instagram is just one medium that you can do it. Yeah, it is cheating. Cheating,
like, what about the guy? Is he, if he's in a relationship, is he allowed to have Instagram?
Well, we're different. We're not in our undies.
Sorry, Carl. I don't think I was asking you. I was asking these guys.
Well, let me ask you a question. Are men and women equal?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
No, we're not at all.
Okay.
We're not.
Oh, here we go.
Men and women are different.
So why? Yes, we're different. Of course, we're different. But, you know, were you talking about pay parity? What are you talking about when it comes to being different?
Well, the definition of equality is being the same in quantity, size, degree, or value, and nothing between us is equal. We're very different.
You don't think we are of equal value?
Well, here's the thing. From a human's rights perspective and, you know, the value of your life, yes, we're equal. No one's better than anyone in that regard. But when it comes to biology and intersexual dynamics, we're 100% different. And
that is true. Scientifically, that is.
And guys, just like this man is saying right here, I agree with him. I absolutely agree. Men and women, we are not the same, okay? The way men get treated in society right now versus how women get treated, we already know it's not the same. We can go outside and look outside in social media right now and know that's not the same. But excluding social media, we can just go outside and look in life in general. We can already tell you that men and women are not the same, okay? When it comes to the court system, whether it courts, even the court of public opinion, men are treated differently. I mean, look at Amber Heard and Johnny Depp, okay? The kind of overwhelming grace that people gave to Amber Heard before the real story came out about Johnny Depp. The exact same thing. It actually alludes to the amount of privilege women have in today's society over men. Now, here's the thing I want you guys to understand. Remember the Alex Jones moment I was telling you about? Okay, this is it. This is the Alex Jones moment I'm talking about. Fresh and Fit right now are saying something that's factual. This is what this is a red pill ideology I can agree with. Okay, this is the red pill ideology I can agree with and I can sympathize and understand, right? But what happens, just like the Alex Jones situation, is they take this particular fact of men and women not being equal, and then they generalize it to something completely different, and y'all about to find out in just a second, okay?
He's correct. We are different, right?
But what I don't understand is how does that apply to the question that I asked when I said to you guys?
Let me get to it. So the reason why is because we have differing sexual strategies. Men want quantity, women want quality. So our sexual strategies are literally opposing each other.
And here's the thing. I know I'm pausing it right now, but I really want y'all to pay attention to a couple things, right? I want y'all to spot the talking points, okay? So for some of y'all fanboy stupid people coming in this chat, and yes, I'm gonna call y'all stupid. It is what it is. Hey, hate me, love me. It is what it is. You can't get enough of dukendon. It is what it is, baby. But what I want to point out is the talking points, okay? Like what he just said right now. Women want quality, men want quantity, right? Easy bite-sized quantity talking points, right? Where if you just say it in general, it makes sense, right? Women generally want quality men on average, right? So they'll do what they got to do to get themselves a quality man or a high-value man, right? And men want to bang as many chicks as possible. That makes sense, right? But that is not a generalized statement. And you'll watch how these guys try to generalize that statement, right? Because not all men just want to go around fucking all the time. Sometimes there are men out there that look for quality. Listen, not every guy's a Fresh Prince CEO, right? We're not just out here slaying bombs out here to add to a thousand female lay count. Some guys out here actually prefer to lay with quality women versus women are just out there, right? Quantity of women, because we know not all box is good box. We all know that. Some box might lead you to prison. There's some box that might give you 18 years of child support, okay, if you're not ready for it. There's some box that come with crazy attached to it. So not all box is good box, but sometimes there are men out there that want to find that quality box that works for them, okay? The same thing with women. Women on average, they want a quality male to settle down with. But generally speaking, a lot of that doesn't happen, because if that was the case, we wouldn't have a huge abundance of women who are pissed off about the quality of guys they're currently dealing with right now. So what I want y'all to fixate yourselves on is the talking points, okay? What they're saying right now is in terms of the quantity and quality, and how they're trying to generalize it to all people. Fresh and fit, not all men think the exact same way as red pillers do, okay? And not all women think the exact same way of red pillers do. It's a different kind of mindset. And we out here teaching guys to basically follow this kind of mentality. You are setting them up for failure. So for those of you guys who are saying, oh man, you should be helping men, here's a fucking lesson. Grab a pencil and take notes.
So men want to be able to get with as many girls as possible, right? Unlimited sexuality. Shout out to our guy Roland Tomas. We talk about this in detail. Versus women, I say women want typically unlimited security from the best man that they can get, versus men want to get the most women they can get. So it's been that way since the beginning of time. Powerful and strong men have had hordes of women, and then women align themselves with the strongest men. So we don't play by the same set of rules, and our sexual strategies influences how we view the world, how we view the opposite gender, how we try to procreate with each other. We're very different. So what men can do, women can't necessarily do sometimes. So we're not the same. And it's just unfortunate double standard that does not benefit women for once.
Sorry, so just going back to that question that I asked, can a man be on Instagram in a relationship, but not a woman?
Not the same. It's not the same.
Why?
Well, does it depend on the content that they're putting out? Like, if I'm shirtless on Instagram, like showing me big fat man boobs and gyrating around at a sexy dance, that would be cheap. What if I was just on there talking about, fitness apps and stuff? That's a whole different vibe. So it's content related, right?
Yeah, but the thing is that I don't think people understand is that a man even a man that's extremely good looking is not going to get nearly the amount of options that a woman that's mediocre.
So pay attention to this, because this guy basically said, okay, because hey, Myron, Fresh, I kind of agree with you, right? He's like us. He's like us first getting our taste into the red pill, right? We hear the shit that they're saying, and we're saying, hey, you know what? That actually makes sense. But then when they're saying, hey, wait a minute, girls shouldn't have Instagram because it's considered cheating, and then guys could. Wait a minute, but and this is what that other gentleman was saying. What about the content? Doesn't the quality of content matter? So, for instance, if you're dating a girl who has an Instagram and all she's dating is all she's putting up there is thirst trap photos, right? Okay, that makes sense, right? Especially if she's in a committed relationship versus, a woman who's in a committed relationship and is just on Instagram watching photos of puppies, watching photos of viral things going on, right? Because that could happen. Are you saying, Myron Gaines, that It doesn't matter what the woman is doing. She shouldn't even be on Instagram, because that's a different story. And that's an idea. You're not going to succeed in getting a lot of people to back. No one's going to make, like, what are you talking about? That doesn't make any sense. And that's what this guy tried to give you a leg up. And this guy basically said no. And he's going to pivot to the fact of sexual access. Oh, because women have more sexual access than guys, it's not okay. That's a problem. Y'all got to understand. That's a big problem.
Are you kidding? No, that is so not true. Do you know how many hot guys get DM'd on Instagram?
Oh, we're not talking about DMs. We're talking about real life benefits, like
you're
being
not. You're
served
talking about,
first at the shop and stuff like that.
I'm talking about Instagram. You're saying a man can go on Instagram in a relationship and it not be considered cheating.
So, okay, I'm going to get one of my guys to show you.
Okay, and I'm sorry, I'm pausing it too much, but that lady was kind of being stupid because, listen, guys do get DMs on Instagram, guys do get DMs on dating apps, but it's nowhere to the same level women do. So let's just get out the water right now, okay? Men are not going to have as many opportunities of DMs as women do. That's just a fact. However, which also leads to the other argument, if men get more DMs from women, right? The majority of men that do get the DMs, they're more likely to respond to the women who are sending them DMs than the women responding to the men, right? Because the women are already used to the abundance and the men are not. They're coming from a scarcity mindset, whereas the women are coming from an abundance mindset. So I want you guys to keep that in mind as we're going through this argument, because that's where it actually starts to work against Fresh and Fit.
You guys something, but yes, a lot of women are unaware of this, but men, unless they're in the top 2% of looks and aesthetics and everything else like that, they get virtually no play in online dating sites. Instagram, men don't get as much sexual attention as women think. The issue is that women see the world through their view. They think, I get a lot of attention, so attractive guys must be getting a lot of attention too, and that couldn't be further from the truth.
They are, though.
And they're right.
Men do not get nearly the same amount of
but
sexual
they're
attention.
still getting it. So I don't understand.
Not as much as, like, you know, there's a lot of sexy
so
girls
just
online.
because a girl might get, say, let's say 50 DMs that have guys wanting to date her, and the guy gets 20 DMs, yes, there might be a little difference there, but they're still getting hit on by
Let's get back to the old nightclub rules. Let's get back to the nightclub. If you're at the nightclub, and then boys have talked about this on the Fresh and Fit podcast, boys will line up and will stand there for ages.
I'm going to show you something real quick. I'm going to show you guys something real quick.
Damn, Myron couldn't even let him finish his point. Just drop the chat. Hey, let's continue. See where this chart goes.
Okay.
On the screen right here, we have a chart from OkCupid, and this illustrates that even the most attractive men in the light blue are not even barely competing against girls in the mid-range.
It's not even half. It's not even half the level, right?
Received, not even half of the messages received. Yep. Now, that's on a dating site. On Instagram, this is even more pronounced. Okay, and this doesn't account for, you know, the Plenty of Fish data, the Tinder data that we have. Men do not get nearly as many options as women, and even if we're talking about top tier guys, they still cannot compete. Men and women are not the same. We're not blank slate equals.
No, I know they're not the same.
Very different. Hold on, let me finish, please.
You're just you're not actually proving your point very well.
I literally have a chart on the screen proving that women get far more attention.
You've got a chart from a dating site that says women get more attention. Yes, that's obvious. But the point you made was that women should not be allowed on Instagram if they're in a relationship because of the attention they get. And you're kind of saying that guys can.
So, question for you.
That is what they're saying. And this is where you start to lose me with the whole Alex Jones thing, because they start off with something factual and all of a sudden they pull this bullshit out of their fucking hats and all of a sudden say, hey, this is justification because men and women are not the same, okay? Women have more sexual access, so that means we as men, we don't have that many sexual access, so we have to control the woman's sexual access by making sure she doesn't have Instagram. Bruh! That is not how shit works. Because listen, especially in the example that Myron's given in a committed relationship, it's a give and take. Unless you're trying to be the Lord and Master like Lord Marquardt over here, okay? It's no different. All right, you got to give and take. All right, you can't just say, hey, listen, I'm gonna have this situation and you can't have that. That just makes you a possessive person. And then bringing up a goddamn stat from OkCupid or dating sites. First of all, dating sites are known to be completely unreliable, especially when it comes down to bots, because a lot of dating sites were exposed for having majority, especially on the female side, being used as being bots, essentially, that are meant to send DMs to males and then to entice them to basically sign up for premiums, or some of them just keep the weird messaging going back and forth to make it seem like there are women actually interested in the guys, right? So right off the bat, if we're looking at that data, how much of that amount right there that they're calculating includes bot accounts, right? From women. Because we already know that things exist. So listen, I'm just saying there isn't an official study done on these type of dynamics. Let's get an independent study on this, right? Not someone from OkCupid, not someone from Tinder, not someone from Bumble, not someone from any one of the sites. Let's actually get a professional that does some of these studies, since it's so freaking important to actually analyze the real data and break it down for people so we actually understand and we're not going off of crap that isn't or may or may not be real. You see what I'm saying? But let's continue.
If you're dating somebody, right, should you be on a dating app?
Not on a dating app, no.
Okay, perfect. So do you know, right? Instagram is one of the biggest dating apps in the world.
Yeah, I get that, but it's also an app where people like to share other things. It's not all just thirst traps, right? So you know, if you're in a
I disagree. All right, there's a lot of thirst trapping on Instagram. I gotta go with my fresh and fit guys. Okay, there's a lot of thirst trap on Instagram. I believe me, I know, but. To the main point, no, you can't just turn around and say this thing, Instagram, that was initially built as a social media platform, okay? It was pretty much ripped off of Snapchat, okay? This is not a dating site. It's a social media site. Two completely different things. That's like you saying that Facebook itself and Messenger is a dating platform. I've talked to girls on there. Does that make it a dating platform? No. So we can't just say, oh, just because rappers and great value males use Instagram as a means to fly girls out to wherever the hell they're going. No, man, it does not mean that Instagram is a dating site. That's another flawed mentality. If you get a lot of young men going around thinking Instagram's a dating site, you're literally setting them up to be goddamn shut down, because it's a whole different kind of process to talk to women on dating dating sites than it is to talk to women on Instagram. I would DM a chick differently on Instagram than I would on a dating site. That is for sure. So the priorities are different. People who come on Instagram come out there to look for other things outside of that, okay? Not just a freaking dating or find themselves a man. Now, are we saying there isn't a subset of women that would want to use the thirst trap to land high value males? Yes. But that's your bubble. That's the bubble you guys live in. You guys, the Bam and Kevins of the world, the Mr. Organics of the world, you guys, the DJ Academics of the world, you guys fly women out from Instagram. Just because you guys use it as dating app doesn't mean all men do it. Again, using the solutions of the few and try to broaden it out to the many, and it doesn't work.
Relationship, not every girl is posting a picture of herself in a bikini. So
here's the problem,
aren't they?
No.
If there's two scenarios here, right? A guy posts a picture of himself, let's say abs, shirtless, right?
Yeah.
He gets attention. A girl posts a picture or a story or post, right? She gets attention.
Yeah.
The problem is that like attention is way outskilled and it's gonna be sexual, because off rip, what do guys want? They want to look at pictures and take a shot at the girl. That's it. Girls may say, oh, he's cute, he's handsome, but they're not going to really approach him like, oh, I want you. It's like, okay, cute, hard eyes, and that's it. Girls are going to go after it like in a different way, we're saying.
And also, we're specifying that when she has sexy photos of herself on the internet and she's in a relationship, that is cheating. That is disrespectful to the man.
Okay, what if the guy is posting a shirtless top and he's in a relationship? Is that cheating?
No, because it's not the same at all.
Well, it is the same. Just because it doesn't get as much as...
No, it's not the same. Okay, listen, I mean... That's just not. You can't make that point, lady. It doesn't make sense. They're not the same things. All right, a girl posting a thirst trap photos is completely different than the guy doing it. Okay, but there's a difference between bikini photos and thirst trap photos. The poses are completely different. Okay, and for instance, here's the thing: there are guys who want to show off their girls, who want their girls to be out there so other guys can see it, right? That's the whole reason why we want beautiful women and we parade beautiful women around out and about when we're out and about, right? Because we want other people to see what the hell we're dealing with, right? So why wouldn't you want to show that off? It's like you get some beautiful woman, you just want to keep her locked up. That's a surefire way to have her try to break free and cheat on you, because you're locking everything down. You're the exact kind of male that a lot of women try to run away from because they don't want to feel like they're being controlled. Guys, this is the type of ideology that women run into when they deal with guys, and these guys become controlling and possessive because, listen, man, because you're doing this exact same thing. You're doing these things to try to control them. You can't control people. You can't even control their actions. You only control what you can do, okay? And if her posting thirst trap photos goes against your boundary, that's fine. The biggest power you have is just to walk away. So while we sitting there trying to say, yo, you can't do that, you can't do that, like, come on, man. This guys, this is a whole lot, man.
Different. I know why it's different, guys. Listen, as guys, we zoom in on the girls' photos. We zoom in.
So, yeah, but that's your issue.
Guys, let me break this down for y'all. Okay, so let's Jackie, let me ask you a question. What is your dream car?
My dream car?
Yes, your dream car.
Oh, I'm not.
She can have any car she wants.
Yeah.
I mean, what's the dream car? What do you
I'm
want?
probably driving. I drive a Range Rover. I love it. So let's just say I've already got it.
So let's go into a scenario here, okay? Let's go into a scenario.
But that's not us playing these sound effects. Just so you know.
I'm a fan of
So
sound
we're gonna
effects.
go into a scenario here, all right? And just let me finish this concept, guys. Let me get through it, okay? So let's say you go to the dealership and you buy a brand new Range Rover, okay? Range Rover Sport. You've been wanting it for a while, fully decked out. $100,000, right? Australian, $120,000 Australian.
300 here. We got the luxury car tax. You don't know about that.
Okay, 300K, right?
Yep.
So you drive it off. You shake hands with the car dealer, sign the paperwork, pay the money, buy it cash. You're good to go. Drive it off the lot. You don't care about it losing value, whatever. This is your dream car. Take it back to your house. 2 months later, okay, the car dealer comes back to your place, says, "Hey, listen, man, we're kind of short on cars. We're going to need to put a for sale sign on your car. And a couple days a week, we're going to just need to put it on display back at the dealership. And, 1 or 2 people might test drive it. Are you okay with that?" How would that make you feel?
I know the analogy you're trying to make. I own that car. I don't own my partner in a relationship.
Answer the question. How would that make you feel?
Well, obviously, I wouldn't be okay with that.
Okay, thank you. That's exactly how men feel when their women post sexy photos of themselves on the internet to advertise to other men, because men are territorial with their women. It's been that way since the beginning of time.
You don't.
No, see, this is a generalization I'm talking about. I'm not territorial with my woman at all. I don't have time to control what the hell you doing. That's not me. But if I find out you break a boundary that I told you explicitly that it's a big deal for me, you shouldn't cross, well then you've broken trust, so there's no need to be with you. All right, but until then, you have to give me a reason to not fuck with you no more. Like I don't get it. That's not the same. It's not the same. Not all men think that way. I'm not territorial around my women. Like literally, listen, women don't like that shit. Women do not. It comes off mad insecure, bro. I'm not even. Listen. Get me a sexy bitch, right? You give me a bitch that look like what you call it? It look like Ariana Grande or Doja Cat or some shit like that. You best believe I'm gonna be showing her off. You best believe. Like, what are we talking about here? Not all men think the same way you do. I want my girl in the bikini. Yeah, y'all look what I got. Yeah, and I'm out. Y'all do that same thing. Y'all date women from Seeking Arrangements. Y'all date women from Instagram, and you show them off on Fresh and Fit, the podcast, or your vlogs. So I'm so confused. Like this is maddening to me.
Own us in a relationship so we can post what we want. If you have an insecurity with that, that's on you.
Let me finish.
I'm letting you finish, but every time I let you finish,
you're literally cutting me off right now.
Yeah, I know. Okay, go.
Yeah, here's the thing: you're letting your feelings, right, get in the way.
I'm not.
Of understanding.
I'm not. I'm thinking rationally. I'm really not.
Can I please finish my point?
You love saying that.
Yo, you can't do that. Like, you can't tell her finish your point. Oh, well, you're thinking emotionally, bro. Just you're cutting them off, Myron. You're cutting them off, and then when they're trying to rebuttal to them, then you're using this whole let me finish. But you're saying the same thing. Men and women are different. So okay, what else though? Like what? This is the Alex Jones effect I'm talking about, guys. Okay, no, you're trying to turn around on her like she's getting in her feelings, and she's just making it known like, hey, listen, a relationship is different from a car. A car is a property that I own. Women are not properties that you own. Like, you can't make that distinction. If I bought it, right, then yeah, it's my property. You can't go nowhere. Are you saying that when guys marry girls that they're buying them? Is that what you're saying? So are you saying that every relationship dynamic you guys are thinking about right now is in terms of monetary transaction? Because then that's a piss poor way to view the world. Like, people aren't meant to be bought. No one is a slave. If that's the case, you can't then all of a sudden just say because I'm a provider and because I'm doing all this, you have to submit to my rules. That doesn't work. People cannot be bought like a car. I don't get this, guys. Like, this is crazy to me.
You say that as a really a passive aggressive way of having a conversation. Not really, because I see what you're doing. I see right through it, but go ahead.
Here's the thing. I'm explaining to you how men view relationships. You might not like it. It might hurt your feelings. You might say, I'm not a piece of property, whatever. But with all due respect, fuck your feelings. This is
your feelings. I don't care about your feelings.
And this is where shit starts to go downhill for them, okay? This is where I think in my book things start to go downhill because, listen, you can't go around saying fuck your feelings and you're supposed to be in a relationship, which is a two-way street, right? Because then that means it's all you and she's just here. She's just here for whatever it is you want her to be. That's dumb. Like, no, her feelings are gonna be, you have to consider that because our feelings if she's not feeling right, that might even make her cheat on you. And then that's another thing you guys don't want, right? So by participating in the behaviors that you guys think is supposed to help you secure a woman is actually going to help push that woman away, because no woman wants to live underneath that kind of nonsense, dude. That doesn't make any sense. Like, listen, I'm not saying some of the shit you guys are saying isn't facts. It's just that when you start to generalize it, that's where a bunch of problems start to come in. And you can't be doing this, dog. It's not reality, bruh.
You're actually misogynistic and egotistical, and it's a kind of a concern the way you view relationships. Like you have ownership of women. Yeah, that's kind of how it's coming across.
When did we say we own women?
Yeah,
it's like if I'm going to give you my last name and I'm going to commit to you, then you're not allowed to have a.
You guys don't have to say it, but the things that you're describing in terms of what a woman has to do in order to be with you, you're essentially describing a slave situation. That's what it is. If I'm doing all this, you have to do this. That's what you're describing. And that's not the case. That's not a relationship. That's her just taking orders from you because you're a man. That's wrong. That's not right. It's not going to last long.
The sale sign around your neck by being in a bikini. That kind of behavior is like, that scares me in a relationship. I would never want to be with a guy that is like that.
A woman can do whatever she wants.
Yeah, she can do whatever she wants,
Just saying, our standards are this. If you want to comply, you can. If you don't want to, you don't have to.
And remember, we're talking about a committed relationship with a man. So if you put pictures like that on the internet, that's fine. You can do it. We never said you can't do it. You're putting words in our mouth. I'm simply saying, if I'm going to commit to you, give you marriage, give you a title, give you a ring, give you children, I expect a certain type of woman. Why is it that when men have standards,
she's giving you all those things too?
Exactly. I love it how it's
she's
just
giving
them
you
giving,
women.
You're giving it to us.
Let me finish.
We should be so thankful.
Let me finish. When a man gives because here's the thing, women control sex, men control relationships. So since I'm the gatekeeper to relationships.
Ding, ding, ding. Another talking point. Women control sex, men control relationship. Here's the thing. That talking point's bullshit. And listen, I've been thinking about that. It doesn't make any fucking sense to me, bro. Okay, yeah, I get it. Okay, a man is the one that pops the ring to a woman when he's ready to get married. But if the woman says, no, I don't want to marry you, then the nigga's not getting married to that woman. So how does that man then control marriage if the woman he wants to marry doesn't want to marry him? And vice versa. Women control sex. Listen, if the guy doesn't want to have sex with her, the guy's not going to fuck her. That's just how that works, right? Right? Or the guy doesn't want to have sex with her anymore. He's not going to do it. So who's the girl going to have sex with? She's probably going to move on with another guy, right? So I don't like this whole women control sex, man control relationship. It's a two-way street at the end of the day. You guys are describing a two-way street that can easily be applied to a man. Listen, if a man doesn't want to have sex, unless a woman wants to rape the guy, which is another factor that a lot of people don't talk about because male rape is real, okay? Then yeah, a man has control of that too. I control who I want to have sex with, and I've turned people down for sex. Like I've turned women down for sex before, right? I'll tell you about that story about that chick that came over drunk as fuck, and then ended up tossing my shit around because I wouldn't fuck her. Like she destroyed my apartment. I had to call the cops. But that's because I, as a man, refuse sex. And I'm sure there are men out there who refuse sex. What you're talking about is desperate dusties. Desperate dusties who can't say no to sex. Even if a woman says, hey, I want you to fuck me and I got a bunch of shit going on, right? The guy will say yes no matter what. I'm not saying every guy would, but majority of guys would, all right? But I see where you're coming from with that, but doesn't mean that it gives women exclusive control to sex. No, guys have decision-making abilities in that too as well. Listen, I'm sorry. I refuse to believe in a scenario where I, as a man, is powerless. I just refuse to believe that, okay? And when I talk about women controlling marriages and more men controlling marriages, that's wrong too, because if a woman doesn't want to get married, she's not going to marry you unless you force her to. That's not going to happen. So that's such a flawed way of thinking. It's not even funny.
You want to take my last name. Last time I checked, girls want to walk down the aisle in a white dress with their father leading them, correct? To a man. Women are the ones that want security in a marriage. So if I'm a man and I'm going to give you that, I need to vet you and make sure that you are a good candidate to be my wife.
Oh my God, I want to vomit listening to what you're saying. First of all, do you live in the 1960s? Women are making their own money these days, my friend. I am the one that supports the man in a relationship. I don't need security from a man.
That might be you.
And that's a lot of women.
That's not the case, bruh. That's not the case. You got the Second Amendment, brother. A lot of women got that too. Yeah, women don't want to be lonely. I think that's what they're misconstruing here. A lot of women will get married for the hell of it because they just don't want to be lonely. If that's the security you're talking about, fine. I will concede you that point. But if you're talking about big protector male and shit like that, then that's a wrap. They got the Second Amendment. They don't need your security, okay? They got the money situation handled. They don't need your money. Here's the thing y'all don't understand. All right, especially for y'all dudes right now who are listening to this, and you guys, for a fact deep down you don't make high value income. Okay, let's just be real. Deep down, you know that, and only you know that truth. So I'm speaking to y'all right now. Okay, if you're not at that income bracket or income level, you shouldn't be thinking about taking care of a household by yourself. This economic situation you're under is not going to make that possible for you. I'm sorry. It's designed for two incomes. It's been that way ever since the Second World War. Okay, when corporations realize that women can run shit and it doesn't have to be the men, okay, they decide, hey, the next time around, we gonna put women in the workforce because that reduces the cost of labor. And that's the economic condition we've been dealing with ever since, okay? Men and women in the workforce and the cost of labor goes down. That's why when women talk about the gender pay gap and stuff like that, right? This is what corporations are banking on. This is what they want. And they support feminist movements that do stuff like this because it benefits their bottom line. A lot of this shit, it benefits their bottom line. So it's not the fault of the women, it's the fault of the men who want to make more money by keeping men and women out of the house. Like, y'all got to understand this basic fucking economic need for you guys to need one another. So y'all got to figure that shit out. A lot of you guys, majority guys who are going to be average, and I'm talking to you guys right now because you know you're going to be average, you're going to need a woman to complete a household. It is what it is. Unless you're planning on being single and living that single life, if you want to live that life, wife and kids and high income, whatever it is, you're going to need another income. And don't tell me it's not done, because it's possible. It's being done right now by people who are not paying attention to this nonsense these guys are spilling out. Okay, it's being done right now. So like this nonsense I'm hearing, like it's not factual, bro. You guys need dual incomes. A lot of you guys watching Fresh and Fit right now will never make it to that income level where you're gonna need to be able to support a whole family. You just never will. I don't care how many courses you buy. I don't care how many business courses you take, whatever it is. If you don't have it in you to be a successful man, high income, which there's already a few percentage of it, and these guys remind y'all every single day that not every man is gonna be high value. So stop buying into that dream that's false. You're not going to be there. A lot of y'all going to be average like me. It is what it is. You're going to make an average income. So go find you a woman that's also making average income that also wants a family and wants to build something with you, because they're out there. Not in these Miami streets these idiots are used to. No, but in the real world. But a lot of you guys don't want that. A lot of you guys don't. I guarantee if these guys leave the Miami area, even go to north of Florida, they'll find girls with that same kind of mentality. A lot of women aren't just looking. A lot of women want their own autonomies. They're human beings too. Okay? They're human beings too. They're not non-player characters that exist just for your pleasure. We're not in the 50s anymore. Okay, they want the whole autonomy, and part of the reason why the feminist movement was so successful is because a lot of women were tired of the growing pains of having to deal with abusive husbands sitting at home, or not. Let's exclude the fact of them there being abusive husbands, but a lot of women were tired of dealing with the fact of not being able to do anything outside the home. Sometimes other women have dreams. They want to make something out of themselves, just like a man does. Like, just because we have a different anatomy between our legs mean we all think like a monolith, dude. Sometimes there are women out there who, they kind of aspire to be president. There are women out there that aspire to want, high-paying jobs. Now, I'm not saying that's all women, but there are a few women out there that want to do that. So we should prevent that. Why? Like, come on, man. This is where you start getting to that childish mentality of thinking that you start to lose a lot of people. Like, real talk. This is to help men have more base in reality than what you guys are telling them right now. Because what you guys are telling them is toxic as hell.
No, actually,
I'm jumping in on Jackie's side here.
Actually, hang on. Here's Palestine. She's wild. She's from Palestine. Don't muck with her. You're Molotov.
Just so you know, I post bikini shots on my Instagram and I'm engaged and my partner is totally secure with that. You guys are full of shit.
You're a bit of a thirsty bitch though, right? On there when you're doing it. Who do you want attention from when you're doing this?
Hey, the old dude's on his side. He's calling her a thirsty bitch right now, all right? And he's kind of been on their side because he, like I said, just like the Alex Jones theory, he understands like what Fresh and Fit are trying to say. right? He understands that the men and women not being equal, women getting more sexual access than men, these different ideas, he gets that, and we get that. We agree with you. Men are not as privileged as women. Women get more DMs in their inbox than men do. I get it. But does that apply to all men? Does that apply to all women? No. And that's the kind of thing that'll get y'all in trouble. But this old dude is kind of on their side a little bit.
Myself, we can do it, guys.
We can do what we want. We're still going to get proposed to, dickhead.
Oh, wow. There's no need to be nasty, girls.
I'm not
being nasty. I'm literally, like, I just think your views are really antiquated.
Here's the thing. Again, like I said, this is how men view relationships. This is how men generally feel.
Not all men.
Well, you're gay, Brooklyn. Well, you stick to your own lane.
Men don't.
The old dude just called the other dude gay. He said, you gay, just stick to your own lane, okay? So far, this old dude is on their side. He's like, hey, listen, I'm kind of digging what these fresh and fit boys are saying right now. Let's hear them out. Come on, guys.
Kyle, you don't. Speak up, Kyle. It's like
Can I finish my point here? Like,
I'm not allowed. I don't think I would never let.
Myron, you already finished your point, though. But you keep saying the same thing. And then, can I finish my point? Can I finish my point? Myron, can I finish my point? Gaines, shut the fuck up. You've already said what you need to say, but you keep saying the same thing.
I had to talk in this interview, it feels.
Because here's the thing. You guys asked us to come on your show. We're answering the questions, and you guys are not letting us answer the questions. You're just cutting us off and shaming us or whatever.
I definitely let you answer.
I'm simply telling you how men feel about giving their commitment away to women. You don't like the answer, but I'm telling you how men generally think. It's just that they can't say this because look at how you guys responded to what I told you. Shame, guilt, insults, trying to attack our...
Don't even try to pull Kevin Samuels into this. No, you did not articulate yourself properly, and you're falling back on the same talking points. And now you're trying to make it seem like, hey, you guys invited us here, okay? You wanted to talk to us. We didn't want to talk to you. So if you're gonna invite us here, you're gonna let us talk. But y'all been talking and saying a whole lot of nothing, dog. Like, say something else other than the fact that men and women are being different. I want to know what else. What warrants a woman not to have an Instagram account, not even to just look at fucking pictures, okay? You're saying that she shouldn't have an Instagram account, period, because as long as she's in a relationship, that's considered cheating. And the reason why it's considered cheating, because Instagram is a de facto dating app. That doesn't make any sense. So you have to come up with something else. But you guys are repeating yourself. So I'm even starting to get frustrated with this shit. What else do you have, bruh?
Masculinity, whatever it may be, men can't be honest with women because you guys can't accept the truth.
It's a debate. It's your opinion versus my opinion.
Go back to what you're saying you don't care, like, oh, I could provide my own money, my own security. Congratulations, that's great. But regardless, when women make a certain amount of money, they still want a man that makes more money than they do, typically around 26% more. So, or no.
That's true. He's right. Generally speaking, women want to shoot for the higher earning male. However, that's not all women. There are a lot of women right now who meet their significant others in the workplace, and they're both making the same amount. Okay, I've done portfolios for women and men who are together, and they both work in high-level professions, and they got married. They got married, and they're pulling in more than 6 figures, hands down. But they're together, and she's not thinking of him any different. Like, y'all gotta, that's not every woman, man. Stop generalizing, bro.
52% more. So
where are you getting those stats from? Can I ask?
That's not here in the United States.
Please, I don't want another chart on the screen.
They want at least 26 to 52% more income than they do. Women date up. This has been known since the beginning of time. Women do not only date their equals, if not preferably higher. So if a man is expected to come in,
where'd you get your stats from? Oh, it's from the beginning of time. You guys, man.
Right? Bring security, make more money, etc. Why can't he have requirements? Why is it that a woman can say, I want a guy that makes this much money, this tall, this good looking, this charming, this confident, and a man says something simple like, I don't like to date women that put sexy photos of themselves on the internet for other men to see when she's supposed to be my woman. Why is that met with such contempt from women? Tell me that.
Well, he should take his Instagram down too.
That's my whole point, is your double standards. You've got double standards.
I think it's a jealousy issue because, like, I've dated women that were online and big Instagram followers and models, singers, all this. I've never thought, oh, like, even my friends, though, you're not wrong. My friends have said, bro, your missus is doing this online or whatever. This is over the years. And, like, I couldn't care because I'm solid
and
in myself. Maybe I'm a fool. Maybe I'm a fool. Maybe not. I don't know. But I do agree with Jackie that your partner shouldn't be, it's not like a pet. You don't own them. You can't control them. But I know what you're saying. You're not wrong what you guys are saying.
See, this old dude is probably the most base dude in this whole conversation because he thinks exactly how I do. Like, I would look at it, right? The way I would look at it is like, listen, if she want to have an Instagram, let's go have an Instagram, right? But if she crosses any one of my boundaries and I find out about it, then it's a wrap. but a woman is not gonna be the double standard, right? And you guys aren't seeing this. This is why when we point this shit out in the red pill, a lot of y'all get mad, but a lot of y'all who are getting mad, you are not seeing the double standard. Yeah, the red pill points out the double standard with female nature, but you guys aren't seeing the direct opposite side of the coin that these guys are presenting. So you're just gonna expect to find a woman that's gonna be okay with you living your life and doing whatever you want, and then when she tries to do something similar, okay, it's a done deal because she's horrible. That's not a relationship, bro. And like the old dude said, it's like you're treating her like some kind of pet. What kind of woman willingly, unless she's badly damaged, would woman want to subject herself to that kind of situation where she has to give you, her man, her identity, because now she has none. She can't even think for herself because she has to wait for you to make the damn decisions. That is, listen, dude, as someone who has a daughter, that is incredibly frustrating to think that there are men out there. Look, listen, I raise my daughter to think for herself, because when daddy's not here, when something happens to me, she can at least survive, right? She can make something happen or make something out of herself without having to fall on another dick to survive, all right? That's just what it is. So when I raise my kids, I want to make sure that they have some level of independence. And why would I want to do that just for her to run into a man that wants to strip her of that because of his insecurity level? That's dumb as fuck, dog. Listen, a relationship is a two-way street. If you're going to say, hey, I don't appreciate you having your Instagram or posting sexy pictures on your Instagram, she's going to want something in return. It's called a deal. Making a deal that lasts. If it's one-sided, resentment occurs. And when somebody starts to feel resentment, it's not going to be pretty for either parties. Like, this is the kind of mentality and ideas that is going to steer a lot of men towards breakups and heartbreaks. Because you guys are not, if you guys think there are going to be women out there going to be down with this all because you have money and you're a provider male, no. She's going to play you like a fucking fiddle. That's what you guys don't understand. Like, real men see these guys as childish imbeciles that are just ripe for the taking for any woman, especially women overseas. Women overseas that see this shit, oh, they know how to play the game perfectly. Oh, yes, daddy, you want this? Oh, you want this, poppy? Oh, yes. Oh, whatever you say, poppy, your meal's gonna be done, poppy. Oh, everything. And meanwhile, while you're out there at your high-value job, Enrique's coming in, pounding the back into the back door. Y'all don't get this, bro. Y'all don't. Listen. I'm not even gonna go there, bro. That's gonna be exposing too much about myself. But I'm gonna let y'all know this. Like, especially women who are in committed relationships, and I've been with women who have been in like committed relationships. I'm talking about committed relationships, okay? And some of those women, the main things that they talk to me about when it comes to their husbands, right, is how fucking out of touch and controlling they are. That's the biggest issues that they have. Like, these motherfuckers, they don't get them. All right, and we know they're out of touch because they don't know when a nigga's coming in through the back door, pounding them out. See, that's the situation a lot of you guys are setting yourself up for, and you don't realize it. Women aren't dumb. They're smarter than you think that they are. So for you guys to buy this mentality that women are dumb, like, oh, yeah, they got to do this and that, you're setting yourself up for heartbreaks in the future, man. Y'all got to wake up. What they're saying right now has no basis in reality whatsoever.
As a generalization, but I think some men, some women, they think differently. But yeah. I do think when you're younger, in your 20s, you are jealous, men are crazy. We don't get our head together until we're in our late 30s. Can I just
stop you guys for a second? We're going to take a short break and come back. Is that okay? Because we've got calls coming through. So people that want to ask you some questions. We have some calls because if you just tuned in, obviously we're talking about a viewpoint that you guys have, which is if you're in a relationship, a girl should not have an Instagram account because technically that's cheating because of the amount of attention she gets from guys.
It's not just the account. I think it's the account where you're gyrating around in your undies or less and blowing kisses and all this stuff.
I'm pretty sure I asked, can you just have an Instagram account? We
clearly established that it's sexy photos when you're in a committed relationship that's disrespectful.
But the thing is you're saying a guy can post sexy photos and he can do that in a relationship.
Yes. Men and women are not the same.
Right. So, but you said that men love quantity over quality, right? So you'll react differently when a female pays you attention to what a female would.
Any attention from any female ever is just we think, oh yeah, they want to bang us. That's what we think.
Yeah. And so I believe that you guys are more likely to act on it because, like you said, it's quality over quantity.
That's correct. Yeah. I think she's spot on there.
From a male perspective or a female perspective?
So from your perspective, you say the males want quantity over quality.
Yes.
So if you're getting attention on Instagram...
you're more likely to message them back.
You're more likely exactly to act on it.
Okay, but the thing is that women rarely message men. Like I showed you guys before.
Yeah, but it was half. Only half. Well, according to your data.
Yeah, you're still getting message.
And that goes back to the point, Myron. You're not getting this because you're so fucking tongue deaf. Hey, Rollo, come get your bro. All right, listen. it's even worse. If men let the less DMs from women, right, the more inclined they are to respond to those DMs in comparison to the women, because women already have the abundance of choice, so they can choose to pick and choose who they want to DM and who they don't want to DM. They can choose not to DM anybody. All right, that's just is what it is. But the man, because he inherently gets fewer DMs, he's more likely to respond. So the question they're asking is, so is it okay for a guy to then respond to the DMs of a woman because he gets less DMs, but it's not okay for a girl to respond to the other one because she gets more? You see how they pivot back to men and women are different, relationship dynamics, XYZ. Rolo, come get your kids, bro. Come get your kids. They bombing out here.
So let's say I'm getting messaged by, can I just make one point? Can you just let me finish for a second?
Ask a question. You should let me finish.
I just want to make one point. If I'm on Instagram and I'm getting...
You just made your point, dog. Like, what do you mean let them finish? And you're going to turn around to fresh and
40 DMs and you're getting 20 DMs. My point is that you guys are more likely to respond to the 20 DMs than we are to the 40 DMs.
Here's the thing: men and women are not the same. Men are more likely to reply. Women like attention. Men want sex. That's how it is. So,
another talking point: women like attention. Men want sex.
When a girl's out there advertising herself, it's not the same as when a man is advertising himself, because a man's not going to get nearly the same amount of attention. And then,
wait, how is that not the same thing? How's that not the same thing? If I'm posting, listen, I know what I got. The niggas know what they working with. Okay, if I post a photo, I know I'm thirst trapping. I'm looking at which girls in my stories. I'm looking at which girls sending me likes. I already know. And some of my DM, and it works. So I'm thirst trapping. So don't say it's not the same thing because, men get inherently get fewer DMs, because it is the same thing. When we're posting certain shirtless photos, we're looking for attention. Like when women do it, they're doing the same thing. It's just that women get more because there are a lot more horny dudes out there. And it's easier for them to do a keyboard like versus to actually go up and DM them. That's it. Like, come on. And when some of these guys do DM these chicks, it's weird. They're weirdos. And you know that. You run a DM course, don't you, Myron? You too, Fresh, right? Come on.
On top of that, men of status, men that are attractive, that have money, hey, it's just exercising options. Men are going to go ahead and enact on those options if they have the ability to do so. So my thing is, a man is capable of having sex with other women while still loving his girl the same. So it's not that big a deal. It is a big deal if your girl's out here and are fielding options. If your woman's out here fielding options, that's an issue.
Oh, sorry. So you're actually saying that in a relationship, it's okay for men to go and explore other options, but we have to be happy with you and not explore options.
Absolutely. Close up.
Boom. Ding, 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 ding. You got your answer. This right here, what they just admitted, is what the hypocrisy we've been trying to point out exactly with all these red pill guys. When Kevin Samuel says it, when red pill bozos like Myron and Fresh say it, this is what we talk about. Listen, you're wanting this to be a one-sided thing while simultaneously complaining about the one-sided nature that women have right now against men. You can't do that, because when we say you guys are just the opposite of what these women complain about, this is it. You want men to have all the exclusivity of the woman's loyalty, the woman's whatever work she has to do in the household, and she doesn't have to go out doing those things. Meanwhile, you go out and you do whatever you want because you're a man and you provide. That doesn't work on any kind of scale whatsoever long term. That would never work. Like, what are you talking about? Listen, if a woman sees you going out there living your best life and she can't, there's resentment that's going to grow. I don't care how great value you are. Resentment is going to build up, okay? And they're going to either get sick enough where they're going to want a divorce, or they're going to get sick enough where they're just going to cheat on you. It's like there's no other outcome where a woman is going to sit there and accept that. There's going to be some kind of resentment. These guys don't live in reality. They're still living in high school. No, seriously. No, real talk. Because this shit, this is why I don't like covering Fresh and Fit, because their ideas get so fucking frustrating. It's not even funny. It's like trying to talk to a goddamn brick. We already, Myron knows all about that, right? But like, listen, all these dudes out here shooting bricks because they're so dense. Like, the ideas don't realize that, hey, if turned around, it can be easily flipped on you and you wouldn't like it. Matter of fact, it's flipped on most of y'all right now. You don't like it. So the best idea is to campaign for guys to do the opposite. Like, what do we... Oh my God. I'm like my brain is already breaking, guys. I'm going to need a few days. I'm going to need a few days. This is ridiculous. They just admitted it, though. Listen, don't go out there thinking like this, because these guys are going to set you up to fail. If you're going to run out here thinking you could control a woman to this level of these guys thinking they can control it, it's not even possible. Fresh himself can't even control his own girl to that goddamn level. He doesn't have the burning desire with any woman he's dealing with right now. I mean, let's take a look. Case in point, Miranda. She's as free and independent as you can be, and this same dumb bozo, it was a main one crawling back to her after calling her a hoe and all these different things. So there's your fucking heroes right there. These guys don't live in the same reality they're trying to preach you. That's all I'm saying. But it's just a one-sided ordeal that doesn't make any sense.
On your end, open on my end, and I think there should be honest between the two.
Why would anyone agree to that?
You can't just go throwing that thing around and women sit at home waiting for you to come home, to smell the juice of another woman on you.
Even the dude that was on your side is like, hey, listen, now you starting to get like Alex Jones a little bit, bro. Like you starting to get on the crazy end. Like even I know women are not gonna be down for just sitting at home while you slinging your thing out there. Listen, even people who are based are telling you just, hey, maybe you could just shift a little bit on your position, right? But just like true students of Rollo Tomasi, they're not gonna change because they bought the Kool-Aid hook, line, and sinker. That's what it is. And the people who are following them bought the same Kool-Aid too. You can't respect these fucks. They're idiots. Listen, I'm sorry y'all hate that. Y'all hate that, but I can't respect y'all. I can't for the life of me listen to these two people and just wonder how many respectable people are actually following this nonsense and believing it's facts. You can't.
Here's the thing. Can all men get away with this? Absolutely not. A small minority of men can. But the reality is, since the beginning of time, strong, powerful men, right, that had money and status were always able to have hordes of women. Look at Hugh Hefner. Look at Dan Bilzerian. Look at kings. Look at sultans of past. This is what women do. Women are attracted to men.
Look at kings and sultans. We're not in the beginning of time. We're in modern times now, okay? A lot of men are bitch-made niggas. I'll just be real. A lot of men today are bitch-made. Not a lot of them are powerful. A lot of them are pretty freaking weak. Even some of them in power are pretty freaking weak. So we're not living in the times of old anymore, and those dynamics don't fucking apply. So your example of this to paddle to average dudes that follow you is to look at kings and sultans of old. But a lot of guys who are following you right now aren't sultans or kings. They don't exist anymore. You only got a couple of kings here and there, but none of them exist like that anymore. Men don't even have the right role models for good fathers. You have a little goddamn king. And they're supposed to follow ideas of old. This is where you start to lose people fresh and fit. And this is where guys like us have to come for you.
Mate, bro, I spoke to Dan Bilzerian. Yeah, I'm sick of you asking to finish your long, boring answers that are the same answer every time we ask you a question. Even Dan Bilzerian last week told me to my face, so fucking what, clown? Here you are on the show. I can turn you off as well. Just turn these clowns off. See you fellas, grow up, ring us back when you're 30 and you've got half a brain. You're not running around being led by your own dicks. Bye-bye. See you later. Turn them off.
Oh, shit. Bro. Whoa! This is the same shit Flagrant 2 said at the end of the podcast when this nigga said that a relationship is about being pimped or be pimped, right? This is what happens when their ideology gets pushed to the damn limit, right? They fall back on talking points and this dude's sick of it. You guys heard the talking points throughout the entire argument. They kept pivoting back to the same shit. Men and women are different. Men and women are different. We don't have the same sexual access. Men and women are different. We don't have the same sexual access. So everything comes down to men and women being different because women get more sexual access than men. And the guy's trying to tell you, you guys sound mad jealous. Why do you care how much access sexually a woman gets, right? You're trying to equate it to a man, but then you're saying men and women aren't equal. So if men and women are equal, yes, so women should get an unequal amount of sexual access, especially when it comes to the sexual dating market. Because we're not equal. If we were, we'd be getting the same amount of access and no one would be complaining. So you're arguing against your goddamn self. This is where it gets frustrating because when people who live in reality are trying to let you know this is what you guys sound like, you don't want to listen to it. No, but we're not equal. Women get more sexual access. So just admit it. You're jealous of the fact that women have more sex than you are. Admit it. You admit it. We live in an equal world and women are getting more sex than you are. So what do you want to do? No. A lot of you guys who are frustrated about this, what are you going to do? Are you going to go take the pussy or are you going to go make yourself a better man? Because if you go with the first option, you're going to go to jail. They're going to lock your ass up and society will deal with you effectively. Okay? So what are you guys advocating for? Stop with the shame, blame, and excuses, bro. It's done. If you're not going to do anything about the current sexual marketplace that you're in right now, then I'm sorry, it's over for you. There's no goddamn hope. And society's not going to lead men or women back into the household. The Pandora's box is open, so stop selling fantasies to young men. You should be teaching adaptations right now. But your adaptations is talking out of both sides of your mouth. You can't on one breath say, oh, guys, let me show you how to DM girls on Instagram so you can get laid more, and then turn around and say the girls that you're DMing aren't worth it. Like, let's see what else they got to say. Listen, this is what this old man is feeling right now is exactly how I'm feeling. Like, this is why I would never, ever talk to these motherfuckers. And anyone who's collabing with them, listen, any one of y'all who out there doing collabs and stuff like that, your credibility in this space is done. I don't give a fuck how long-standing your goddamn space in this manosphere is. No one should ever fucking respect you or whatever the fuck you have to say. And everyone should view what you're doing as a clout-chasing move. Because none of these guys actually say anything about women that have any basis in reality apart from the little sprinkle of truth that they have. It's not. And a lot of you guys who are joining on these shows, you're clout chasers. Admit it. You're clout chasers, because you can't in good sense sit there while these guys are saying the bullshit that they're saying and nod your head and say, oh, that's facts. Yeah, they're saying it's facts. It's not. If I was sitting there in front of them right now, I would curse every single one of them out. I would lose my mind. I'm sorry, bro. Listen. I know it may not seem like it, but Duke and Don, listen, I got a few screws to lose up here. I'm going to tell you that right now. Like, I would lose my shit if I have to keep hearing the exact same argument. And I've done it on this show on the same people who've been doing the same nonsense, right? Y'all go back to that QB passport nonsense where he kept going back to the same argument. I had to shut that shit down. I was done with it. He kept calling somebody gay that wasn't gay, and I had to put a stop to it because that was the only argument he kept falling back to. And we will never speak of that nigga on this platform again. But that's the truth. Like, it gets so frustrating to talk to bricks, dog. And that's why this dude, I'm feeling what this guy's feeling. I felt every bit of it. I would have shut them out a long time ago because we're going in a circular argument. The last episode we were talking about Fresh, it was a circular argument. At the end of the day, these guys just want access to pussy. That's it. And they're mad because they're seeing all these women out there who are getting fucked by, guess what? Guys. Because there's a dick at the other end of that box. So you guys get jealous because the women you want are out there doing these same things, but you're not having that fun. So you're pissed. Instead of going out there and molding yourself to be that guy, to be that person in that league, you result of shaming, blaming, and making excuses for women so you can go ahead and shame them into, falling in line. And I'm going to tell you this. The women who are following Kevin Samuels, who like that shit, they don't actually like it for the message he's preaching. No. He's teaching them how to find idiots like you so they can easily lock y'all down, because women are dumb. They know that following Kevin Samuels is going to lead them to a bunch of dumb niggas with money. Just like Brittany Renner says, rappers and athletes. Not saying that you guys are. Y'all are the opposite. Y'all are the high-value males. So women who are looking for high-value males, listen, that's synonymous with high-value simp. They already know that. They know if I find me a high-value male, he's going to be dumb. Just like these rappers and athletes, just in the corporate world. So they go to Kevin Samuels and they go to shows like yours to listen in, take notes, and then go out there in the real world and find a sucker like him. Because they realize that those high-value males are really the biggest simps that are giving whatever they want at a fucking whim. And they're the same dudes who are going to be clueless enough to not catch on to them actually sneaking out on them. That's how that shit works. That's really how that works. A lot of high-value males are actually really simps. If you have to go to another male, let me not even. Let's continue.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Now, these guys, I didn't mind having them on. Yes, we asked them to come on the show. Yes, we asked them their opinion. This dickhead over there, he just keeps going, men and women are different.
I know.
I can agree who I want.
Exactly.
A woman should just do what I say. No, grow up, bro. Grow up. Even Dan Bilzerian said he's so lonely because the rooting around and the parties are fun, but the guy's lonely. And all the way, by the way, during the whole ad break in the song, they were just shit-canning you, Jackie, on their podcast.
I'm not surprised, Kyle. I mean, they just think because if a woman has a healthy debate that, we're a punish.
These are misogynist toads that have got a bit of a podcast, and all their followers are probably also misogynists, and that's just the way it is.
For sure.
It takes all types to make the world go round.
Yeah,
these
but
guys are out dipping it everywhere.
There are men out there on podcasts that have an audience that actually believe this stuff and are influencing people with these antiquated views about women.
And that's pretty much the end of the video. And that's why we're here. The lady's right. I mean, a lot of dudes, you guys don't realize if you guys are misogynistic in those views. And that's how easy the red pill ideas can turn misogynistic. And y'all don't realize that. And that's what we try to help y'all understand. You take this mentality into the real world, no one's going to take you seriously. You're going to be a joke, just like Fresh and Fit. No one is going to take them seriously. They got kicked off a show because they couldn't, they all they could do is think with their dicks. A lot of y'all who are following them are all thinking with your dicks. That's why you can parade women around the show and you guys sit there and watch and comment on the women and look and objectify them because y'all all think with your dicks. And y'all get mad at us for pointing it out. No, it's the truth. Your mind is 90% women. Like, what else do you know? What else? Stop thinking with your dicks. You guys are all horny dudes. You guys can't get laid. It is what it is. But stop thinking with your dicks. It's not going to get you far. Start thinking about your purpose. You want to get laid, go think about your purpose. Stop worrying about how many women are having sex on Instagram. Think about what you're doing right now. What are you doing? What's your purpose? You better go find it. And who knows, on your way, you might meet that one that makes sense. Because like this man said, the old dude, he said he's spoken to Dan Bilzerian, right? The same guy, they're trying to use an example. He's lonely. DJ Academic said the same thing. It's fun to fly girls in and out and deal with multiple women, but at the end of the day, this shit gets boring because I'm tired of dealing with new pussy all the time. New pussy comes with new problems all the time. So it's best at some point have a little bit of bout of stability with someone I can deal with, I can trust. At least build some level of trust in. Yo, this is going to teach you all to be women haters. Like, just like we talk about these man haters out here that are women, we're going to talk about a lot of these woman haters who are men. Because a lot of y'all, this is coming from some place of resentment. And it's getting, the evidence is getting too much to ignore. These men have, like, no real experience with real relationships. Fresh is trying to get one right now with Miranda, okay? But he has to worry about the opinion of the guys. So he's hiding her right now. But realistically, like a lot of y'all, eventually you're going to end up with a woman. Or you're going to want a woman that you're going to want to be at least somewhat stable with. Like, no, like it's a fantasy, a high school fantasy to just think that there's a lifestyle out there where we can just run around fucking bitches all day with no consequences. That just does not happen. Eventually, one of y'all are going to get sprung on that one box you fuck the most. It is what it is. It's human nature. Let's get into the discussion, man, because there's just a whole lot that went down. I want to know where y'all heads are at right now. What is happening? What are your thoughts, man? Should a woman delete her Instagram? Should, if she should, or is a man obligated to do the same? Let's open up the discussion because realistically, this is not the red pill right now. It's not looking too good for a lot of these high value males. This is why we need an alternative. The alternative had to be made. Roll Tomasi, your boys got killed again. Okay, it's over with. They're dumbasses, and so are you. And anyone who listens to you, anyone who listens to any one of these guys, Fresh and Fit, Donovan Shard, Roll Tomasi, all of those guys, you're all losers. I'm sorry. This is I know I'm meaner than usual when it comes to these guys, but you don't understand. I'm actually starting to hear this ideology in the real world. Like, especially amongst younger guys. Like, I'm talking about young guys who are like 18, 20 years old. I work at a school, bro. I work at a college. I know this. I'm seeing these young men come around with these go, oh, that's a simp, man. Not even knowing what simps are. I'm seeing young men destroy their relationships because they think that it's simping to do certain things. Like, you guys are getting the wrong clue. You're getting the wrong freaking clue. These guys are going to lead you astray. And now that I'm hearing this out in the real world, I got a bone to pick with these idiots. Roll Tomasi's wrong. We disputed him. Debunked him multiple times. So that's why he won't even go on a debate with people who actually know what the fuck they're talking about. He will never do that because he's a bitch. Donovan Sharp, he got the call from Myra Gaines after Alex got done spanking his ass on that debate. Hey, can y'all hear me? Hang on 1 second. We're loading up another card. Where was I real quick? Just lost my train of thought. No, Myron called up Donovan Sharp after Donovan Sharp had that debate with Alex from Playing with Fire, right? And I don't know if you guys remember that debate from Alex with Playing with Fire. He had that debate and he got spanked. He basically admitted, Donnie Boy admitted that his stats that he gets from women is from Reddit, watching Kevin Samuels and the women he interacts with, and watching the women on Fresh and Fit. No, real freaking talk. Like, are you kidding me? So all these different generalizations and things that you're making, you're trying to tell me that you're learning from people that you helped put on. So you're learning from your own children. Is that what it is? Like, a lot of this stuff has zero basis in reality, and these guys are going towards further improving that. And a lot of these young men right now are buying into that ideology. I'm telling you, man, listen, maybe I think differently because I have a daughter, and maybe I have something to just, like, when I look at this and just see how I'm raising my kid, right? Just making sure that she's able to be independent, right? And then all of a sudden, I would just hate for her to just go out into the world filled with confidence, filled with all that independence from the home, because she has a home. And then to go out there and deal with one of these fuckers that could completely derail her life. Y'all don't know that. And I'm sure some of y'all in the chat can, like, relate. There are people, it takes one person to just derail your entire life. That's all it takes. Y'all don't understand it. That's why when people talk about bodies and body counts and stuff like that, when you get older, especially when you've been through shit, especially when you've been with someone that puts you through shit, man, you start to think that one box can completely derail your life. That one dick can completely derail your life. Ask so many mothers who are getting up pregnant in high school. Ask them. Come on, man. This shit cascades. Like, I think we owe it to ourselves to be responsible. If the men who are actually high value stick with the things that they say, meaning going after and marrying quality women, aka leading by example, women will look up to that. Not only that, but if the women basically tell themselves what's up and then have themselves figure out what's going on, whatever it is, stage in their life that they're in, they can figure it out. Everyone needs therapy, bruh. Like, that's just what it is. Women need therapy, men need therapy. But in this space that I'm in right now, I don't hear people talking about that. I hear people talking about game and all these different things and how it's not your fault, it's their fault, but you're not even, like, god damn, bruh. Now, listen, there was a couple things I want to cover, right? Because one thing he was talking about with Instagram, and hang on, do you guys hear it? Is the song on? Hang on 1 second. No, sometimes, like, when we're doing what we're doing, we got to make sure everything's running according to plan here. But what was I? Don't worry, I'll get to you guys' super chats and questions and stuff like that later. I have to run with this show. What we gonna Instagram and the freaking mentality, right? Because these guys say that Instagram is a dating app. This is an excuse that these guys try to use. You guys notice that? If you watch some of their shows, if you watch the defense we just saw, right? They try to make it seem as though, oh yeah, Instagram is just another dating app. It's just another dating app. But here's the thing, all right? When you have social media platforms, they're built with different type of mentalities, all right? Because you have to have an algorithm to look for certain things, right? So, and that those things that it looks for are based on the patterns of human behavior, right? So when you have a dating app, people, when they engage with that app, they're looking for something completely different. Hence, their mentality, their mindset when they're going on platforms like Tinder is, okay, I'm expecting to talk to a guy, or I'm expecting to talk to a girl, right? And it's supposed to be that one barrier removed from a normal social setting where we know we're both on this app to potentially try to hook up or find a relationship, right? That's the mentality going into that app. A social media platform, I created Instagram to put videos and motivational posts on. right? That's it, right? If I DM a chick or she DMs me, right? Okay, fine. But my mentality going into Instagram is not to go hunt girls, right? I mean, real y'all motherfuckers might be the real predators. Y'all using all these social media apps to hunt people, right? I mean, I'm not saying you can't talk to people on Instagram and things like that, but if that's your goal, just out here trying to shoot shots, you turned Instagram into a dating app. It's not built as such. Facebook actually has a dating app built in within the application. So it's fair to say Facebook has a dating app, but you can't say that about Instagram. And you guys look on Facebook, the way the dating app is structured is completely different, right? Actually, it's similar to how Tinder and the swipe left and swipe right works, right? That's the exact same thing. Do you see any of those features on Instagram? I'm asking y'all, do y'all see any of those features on Instagram? No. So meaning, even though, girls may get attention through Instagram, it's not, they don't go on there just to fucking date. So when Fresh and Fit talk about, Instagram is just a dating platform, that's just the sideways for you to go ahead and justify your generalizations. Because majority of the girls they bring onto their show, they get from Instagram. Their courses depends on Instagram. Like, real talk. So, like, here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing. You guys got to pay attention to, like, what's going on and how people word certain things. Because, listen, remember when I was breaking down the difference between stupid and dumb? Okay, dumb literally means you don't have, your IQ sucks. Okay, you're not even smart enough to qualify. Okay, and then stupid means that it's not that you don't lack IQ or you're not intelligent. It just means that you've given up your individuality just for groupthink, for talking points. Because talking points are just easy to grab onto and you don't have to think for yourself. And it makes the world feel small and safe because, when you say those talking points, right, it makes you feel like you're saying something smart, but realistically, you're not. I mean, case in point, Myron, that whole interview, he kept going back to his talking points. Why? Because whenever he gets pushed, that's his comfort zone. This guy's a product of Donovan Sharp and Kevin Samuels. He knows nothing else. And think about it. If that's what it says about Myron, what do you think it says about the audience that already bought into that? And then when you call it out, they have to go back into their safe space. Oh, well, women have more sexual access than men. It's not fair. Oh, well, women only look for the top 5% of guys on Instagram. That's not fair. Hey, also, those apps are filled with bots to entice you guys to go ahead and join the porn, all right? So they can go ahead and charge you money per month. And some guys do that, right? Guys, I'll get into the Laura Marquardt stuff later. I know he did a video. I find it very hilarious. But we'll do one later. I got to get through these points first, okay? We got to make sure we're on time. And then another point that I wanted to get at is that you notice in that interview where they were talking about how women can't handle the truth. Women can't handle the truth. That's why men can't say these things. You see, you're getting offended. I'm just telling you the things that women don't want to hear. And when they hear the truth, well, you guys get triggered. Completely disregard the fact that this man was gaslighting the whole time. No, we're not going to even acknowledge that. But to even just say that, wait, you're saying that women can't handle the truth. So are you encouraging men to lie to women, which by far creates the same problem or the same cycle of women that grow to mistrust the men that they deal with? Is that what the message you're coming out here and pushing on the guys? I don't have a problem telling a woman the truth. I don't have a problem with it. This is me, right? Like some women on YouTube, right, or people that behave like women, right? They'll take the honesty that you put out there about yourself and try to use it against you. And that's what guys are afraid of, to be fair, right? But if I say, hey, listen, I do drugs sometimes, okay? All right? I'm not perfect, okay? I'm not asking any of y'all to follow me, nor have I asked y'all for anything. But I know who I am and I own it. So who the fuck is more psychologically stable? Someone who tries to deny who they are or what they are, or someone who accepts it? Sorry, I went on a Laura Marquardt tangent for a second there. But you know what I'm saying? Like, real freaking talk. You're encouraging men to lie and not tell the truth to women and afraid of what? They're going to lose out on the box. They're going to lose out on the like, what? Like, come on, man. You have to tell women the truth. If you want a successful relationship, you have to tell women the truth. You have to have no problem being unapologetically you. Matter of fact, if you take the time to really understand who you are, it's not gonna be a big, like, literally, you're gonna be, a woman is gonna be accepted. You'll be surprised what the things that women are willing to accept. You'd be surprised, especially from the type of women that you guys don't think you're capable of getting. You'd be surprised. There are really hot women out there that would willingly accept a man who's got kids. There are women out there who would accept a man who looks a certain way, but there's certain things that he says or does at just the right time that just makes her go, oh. Y'all don't get this. But that's the thing. We're different. Not everyone's the same kind of thinking, so y'all got to get into that mode, bro. These guys will lead you down that garden path. Don't lie to women. You want to be successful, women, don't lie to them. If they don't want to accept it, move on. You don't have to secure every deal, bruh. Sometimes things just fall away. You got to brush it off. That's it. So if you meet a girl you're talking to and there's something just be honest about yourself. But if you lie about your background and she has to find out, listen. Hey, ladies, okay, some of y'all in the chat, don't get mad at me, but y'all already know y'all crazy. Y'all are crazy. And then you lie to them? Oh, Jesus. You're setting yourself up for false allegations. You're setting yourself up for some serious, even child support situations. Like, you don't know what might happen. I turned a girl down and she trashed my apartment. Like that was from like 0 to 60, bruh. You see what I'm saying? You don't know how people will act. So y'all got to be careful. Just be honest with women and just move it on. All right. And then the third point that I want to get to is which was the main thing that I got issue with, was they were talking about They were talking about the DM situation, right? How women get more DMs from men than, the other way around, right? So here's the thing. Yeah, of course. And then if men don't get as much, which is obvious, right? Because men are the ones that chase women. Well, the little DMs that the men do get from the women, well, guess what? The men are more likely to respond. Meaning men, if given the opportunity, will cheat, right? That's why the stats, I know it's by 4% margin, and women, I mean, we cheat at the same rates, but men are still ahead. We're still chugging along there. Why? Because we don't have that many opportunities, all right? And if we don't have that many opportunities, the opportunities that we do get that almost seems like a silver platter, aka a girl DMing you, right? Some guys might bite depending on what she looks like. Let's just be real. Come on, man. Don't sit there and act like I'm crazy now. Come on now. You ain't gonna sit there and act like I'm crazy, right? Some dudes will do it. So I'm just saying, when we had that argument where you're trying to go back to, well, women can have all these sexual options, and you're trying to take it away from the fact that if guys who already have the opportunity already, right, if they don't have, of course they don't have as much, but they still get DMs by women, right, they're more likely to act on it, especially married dudes. Married dudes are the worst, okay? Like, married dudes will sell you a goddamn dream. Like, I'm not joking. When hold up. Hey, cue that Derek Jackson. Hold up. They'll sell you a dream. They will sell you a dream. It's just the married guys. I'm not saying Myron would do it. But I'm definitely saying Derek Jackson. And he did it with 3 different women. But he was a faithful, loyal married man. Said everything a woman would want. He still did it. Right? He must have sold him a dream or something. And he did, actually. The one model that came out and talked about it, she was like, yeah, I thought he was going to do this, X, Y, and Z. And, it didn't happen. And now, I'm here. What's good, Abenaka? KS, I got your super chat too, by the way. I got to go back and pull it up. But yeah, man, that's pretty much all I got, guys. Listen, I'm not saying don't listen to Fresh and Fit. I'm just saying that they're bozos, and if you take any of this stuff seriously, you have no one but yourself to blame for your lack of success with women or lack of successful relationships. The one thing I'll leave with you is that at the end of the day, having sex with multiple women, I mean, at least the idea of it may seem fun, but eventually it gets boring. Dan Bilzerian said it, and eventually, if you end up getting to that point, maybe you will experience that. That's just how the things go. But that's pretty much all I got for the Fresh and Fed situation. Commander Master, you're right. They sell dreams. They're selling dreams. Like, you can't do that. You can't be selling dreams to men and women. It just doesn't work. Shout out to you, Pocket Watcher. Woo! Hold up. Woo! Shout out to you. Thank you for the $5 stupid sticker. No, shout out to you. Hey, guys. Pocket watching. We be pocket watching gang over here, people. All right? We part of that. But, yeah, no, these guys are living vicariously through these people, Lemon Bay. You're right. You're absolutely right. Lord Marquardt. Let's talk about that for a second. Hold on, let's cut the music for a second. Let's cut the music. All right, let's talk about Lord Marquardt. I'm gonna probably do a dedicated live stream to it. I'm probably not gonna cover it all this live because I don't want it to get too long. This video, I'm just gonna touch up on a few things that was mentioned. Yes, Lord Marquardt. Okay, I did see the live stream. I listen. Thank you so much for the rap. It was very touching. Oh God, hold up. Let me see if I can touch your face here. Hold up. Oh, look at that. Okay, it was very touching. Thank you so much, Lord Marquardt. Hey, listen, I appreciate it. But I think you got some facts wrong in that in your analysis there. But I listen. When a lot of the things that he said, bro, like I first of all, we'll get into those points because like a lot of stuff is just easier to just break down. But I want y'all to just pay attention to that. For those of you guys who paid attention to that live stream, just look at the overarching theme. The dude never answered any questions. All right. Yeah, I'm Nigerian. Okay. Listen, I haven't scammed anyone to the best of my knowledge. All right. I have not once asked anyone for super chats. My Patreon isn't even up and running right now. I'm not selling merch yet. Okay, I don't have any. I have not once even sold anything but Teach Hanley. Okay, I don't like how I don't know how we. I mean, I guess. Oh, and I'm a janitor too as well. That was another one too. So, I mean, you talk about like lying, and then here you are for a straight hour and 15 minutes. Just lying to your audience and they're just paying you for it. So, I mean, the only L I would say that came out of that was that Nigerian dude that was on that chat. Like, listen, I don't even care about anyone else. Listen, hey, from one Nigerian to another, and your last name looks like an Igbo. Shame on you, motherfucker. You got some apologizing to do. Like, for real, bro. Like, listen, what I don't understand is, listen, the stereotype for Nigerians is we're supposed to be the scammers. But how do you, as a Nigerian, following this man, not realize that you're being scammed? Like, how does a Nigerian not know when he's being scammed? Like, come on, dog. And that was the only bone I had to pick with that entire live stream. Everything else was pretty much just like it was crazy. It's like, how did you get the perception that I'm a janitor? Like, okay, I mean, sure, we're gonna clean up some of the mess you mentioned for sure. But I don't know why you take these live streams down. Like, motherfuckers can't record it, bro. Like, I mean, we got it and we're gonna break it all down. But I still got questions about your company, Lord Marquardt, particularly that $200,000 or $250,000 investment total that you got before the space. There's no record of your net worth. Like, there's no record of any other business that you've actually made. Matter of fact, even the business that you currently have or your claim to fame, Fletch App, you weren't even a CEO. You were an employee. So apparently it's bad to be a 9-to-5 employee. Like, that's that's a bad thing now. Like, most of your followers are 9-to-5. The whole reason that they're watching you right now is because they're trying to get out of that. Okay, I get it, but my shit's comfortable. I got benefits. I got great things. Like, a company takes care of me well, right? I got no problem with that. And yeah, I have projects on the side that I run outside of a full-time jobs, because I like to keep my mind busy. Like I don't understand what you're trying to get at, bro. Like that doesn't make any sense. Okay, but I don't think it's wrong to have a 9 to 5. Most of your followers are 9 to 5. If anything, you should be encouraging them to find high income, stable jobs, especially with the next economic condition. Ain't nobody got time to freaking drop ship off of your website, nigga. Like, what are you doing? Like, well, what is it? Like people come, oh my people who come to my website, okay, they partner with me and they're making $1,000. Yeah, because you're taking a cut. They steal your bitch, dog. They're not independent. They need you. You're the support structure. Okay, you do the marketing for them. You give them the goddamn business idea. Shit, you write everything up for a platter. Are they really doing things for themselves, or is it just all you? And if it's all you, I mean, like what? What's the fucking point? Hey, guys, e-commerce is dead. It's been dead for a long time. Just wake up. But what else? What else? There's so much more. I'm not gonna go through a whole lot. It was just too much. It was just too much. Lord Marquardt, you got to brush up on your stats. And you know the funny thing is with the Facebook thing where he actually pulled that up, it was so freaking funny because it's like, bro, I changed my name to Drew. You dig, Duca, Duca, not Dookie or Duca. All right, okay, get it. Or actually, you can call it whatever you want. I don't give a fuck. But you fell for it and posted it on your live stream, and I got a clip of that. So I mean, like Facebook has timelines, my nigga. Like, and the way you tried to spin it too was just so interesting. Like you were lying to your audience throughout that whole stream, and like they bought it hook, line, and sinker. Like this is interesting. But we gonna cover a lot of that. I just found it interesting that you did not cover the questions I have for your business though. So I mean, what did you really address? And I'm still blocked on your chat. So I mean, what are we doing here? I mean, just let me know. Let me know, because I would have gladly called up and then we would have handled this. But my boy wants a boxing match. Careful what you wish for. Pocket Watches, shout out to you for the $5 super chat. He said, here's a secret from a financial advisor. It's a higher probability of you becoming a millionaire with a W-2 job than of being a business owner. That's facts. There are people right now I work with that have been there 30 years and they've made themselves millionaires. They've built themselves up to the point where they can acquire properties, they can acquire investments through the state fund there. It's a lot of this stuff. Like that's the thing. And the thing is, I used to be like when I had my first couple of business, my second one was really successful. That's when I actually didn't have the need for a 9 to 5 or anything like that. But the one thing you guys got to understand is that realistically, you need some level of stability. Like and it's okay. It's okay. If your 9 to 5 is booming and it's running, it's going, okay, do it. Make moves, right? But it's gonna be significantly harder with like when I had my business, I wasn't even making money. I mean, my cash flow was right, but I had expenses, dog. Like, you see what I'm saying? And it wasn't a major enterprisal, business like Lord Marquardt said. I mean, I had like 12 clients, and a lot of shit was automated for me. I mean, it was just marketing, right? That's why this is why I come after y'all fake gurus. Because when I talk about my marketing course, I paid to learn how to do Facebook marketing, how to do SEO, how to all this difference. I paid for that. All right. The first couple of courses I took, $2,500. It was an internet marketer, just like people you see in these manosphere spaces. They said for $2,500, this course you'll get is all you need. I bought it. You know what that course taught me? How to teach other guys how to basically be internet marketers. It didn't teach me the basics of Facebook ads. It didn't teach me the basics of Google ads or AdSense, right? SEO. I didn't get any basics. It was just like, okay, this is how you use ClickFunnels, and you basically create this program, and then you do these different things to get it out there. It's like, bro, I don't want to learn how to be a marketer. I want to learn, not learn how to be a marketer, but I want to learn how to basically run Facebook ads. I want to learn how to do that, right? You guys are giving me different things. Well, I went off on the tangents there. But like even just doing that, a lot of the, like when you're a business owner, when you're an entrepreneur, a lot of stuff falls in your head. Like you're not making money. Like a lot of stuff you're going towards expenses and different things like that, right? But a lot of people, W-2 is the best way to go. And real talk, when I fell on hard times with my company, guess where I went? Back to the W-2. That's why back in the day when I was shilling that stuff, I got on my high horse saying, hey, y'all should be entrepreneurs. All right, 9 to 5 is horrible. Y'all should be. I was spewing that same bullshit until times got hard and I said, let me go find me a job. And I did. Hey, Lord Marquardt, I found it in engineering. That's what I do now. It's not aerospace. I mean, it's not, but it's desktop. I mean, computers, it is what it is. It's the same thing. I mean, it's still in the industry though. But no, JT, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right, man. You can be a millionaire from a W-2 job. It's not. You guys in this economy, you guys have to start learning how to be stable. Like, you got to start learning how to be stable. That's it. Like, it is what it is. Like, you got to find some level of stability. If you out here right now trying to chase some kind of, what do you call it, entrepreneurship dream or that quick flip, okay, you go buy assassin coin. Go buy one of them assassin coins. Yeah, that'd be a real quick flip. Like, y'all gotta wake up. Go find you some stability. Make a plan. Find a financial advisor and plan. That's it. Go to a plan for the future. The dumbest thing that you can think about right now and you can believe is believing that you have time. That's dumb. Believing you have time is the dumbest thing in the world, because you don't have time. You don't have very much time left. None of y'all do. All right. If you're gonna make something of yourself, do it now. Find you a job. Go get you a certificate. Go get you whatever accreditation you need to go do something, man. There even jobs in IT, bro. Like, even right now, it's hard finding people to come work. It's hard to find people to come in and just do. We need more people in basic level IT skills. We need more people on intermediate level IT skills. We need more people in higher level IT skills. We need more people in specialized IT fields, right? We need more people in these different, and those pay money. The same thing in plumbing, the same thing in electrician. Like, there are all these different things. I don't hear it though. I mean, credit to Kevin Samuels, he talks about it. So credit to him, but I don't hear a lot of it. But instead, I hear this: oh, you want to be rich like me? Oh, you want to have these Rolls Royces? Oh, do you want to have my Lambo? Oh, do you want to have this AP? Oh, do you want to have my watch? It's all vanity, and it's a basic. Here's the thing: you're not gonna catch me with it, because I understand the psychological game that's going on. All right, you're basically enticing me. It's like a lottery thing, right? It's basically, it's the hope that you can be that rich one day, right? So that motivates you to maybe go buy a course, right? That motivates you to go to a conference. That motivates you to do all these different things or engage with all these different internet gurus, because you see their lifestyle, and in your head, there's a rationalization going on where it's like, maybe I can do that one day. Just like people who play the lottery, right? You throwing that $2. Hey, $2 for $800 million. Yeah, $2 is nothing. It's almost like it's not even, I'm not even spending money, because if I win the $800 million, okay. If I don't, it was just $2. You see what I'm saying? That's the mentality. And you guys, the same thing. Man, these guys will lead you astray. I'm just saying. I'm not saying not following them or whatever it is. Do what you got to do. I'm just saying, I'm going to be out here talking about this. That's it. And we have to. Guys like JT, guys like Spencer Cornelia, guys like CoffeeZilla. Like, there's a reason why they're here. Otherwise, look at these cryptos. Okay, last point, because I don't want to leave this live stream too long. But look at these crypto scams, dog. Look at all of these crypto scams. Like, the waves on waves on waves of crypto scams. Imagine if people didn't have guys like CoffeeZilla or Spencer Cornelia, or there's some and a couple other guys. We're not doing them justice, right? But they were specifically calling a lot of this stuff out. If they weren't there, a lot of people wouldn't know. A lot of people just run off, oh yeah, let me buy this coin, let me go buy this token, let me go buy that token. Oh, I might get rich off of this one. Like, y'all. But now because of their media, because they're exposing like serious level corruption within this NFT scams and things like that, people are really seeing it for what it is. They're seeing a game. So just imagine if these guys weren't there calling us out. The same thing in this dating world. If we're not here to call it out, I mean, I don't know what else. But that's all I got. I appreciate y'all being here. I don't want it to be too long, right? You guys can be anywhere in the world right now, but you're here with Duke and Don, and I will see you on the next one. Yeah, we're gonna have new schedules too, by the way. And guys, again, again, I sincerely apologize for being late. Okay, but we gotta when you're loaded. Listen. I got an assistant over here. We got a camera over there set up. We got a camera over here set up. We got a laptop over here. So we got StreamYard loading like on 3 different computers. Like if you want to, like they're like down here on the thing over here. So there's a lot of things that we put together, pre-recorded, live, and then so it just provides a holistic experience. Where you gonna find a live stream like this, huh? Come on, man. Like, come on. Hey, listen, if you enjoy the show, no real talk, just hit that like button. That's all we care about, okay? The likes are free, souls the show. But I'll catch you guys on the next one with new schedules and everything.